It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is Lion with Power Love featuring Doug Aldrich on lead guitar. And following up there, we heard some Burning Rain with, what the hell was that song? That was called Metal Superman. And the Metal Superman coming to the mic is my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
Was it Doug Aldrich's birthday or what?
No, I just was in this mood to hear some Doug Aldrich. He is one of the most underrated guitarists out there as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's been around a long time. Really nice guy. I know you've spoken with him on a few occasions. I've hung out with him a couple of times myself. And, I was thinking about some of the stuff that he's been involved with over the years. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a twofer of two different projects that Doug Aldrich has been involved with. Of course, he's been involved with Whitesnake and Dio as well. So, there's two projects right there.
Thought maybe you had an exclusive that he too had been kicked out of the Dead Daisies.
No, I'm not aware of that. But speaking of the Dead Daisies, I totally forgot about his association with them as well.
Yeah, well, he's still in the band as of today, so that's good for him, I guess. He's still there.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of a guy like a Doug Aldrich,
yeah.
Do you think that guy has any money, or do you think he has to work for a living?
I think he's definitely has to work for a living.
Okay.
Dude, it's funny. I was thinking about that different guy, but same type of guy. I was thinking it's odd that you bring this up because I literally was having the same exact thought today about Bumblefoot, because Bumblefoot, he's obviously has the Sons of Apollo right now, which is doing well, and he's now the singer of Asia, and he obviously was in Guns N' Roses, and I had to think about it. I was like, do you think this guy is wealthy? And it's the same thing. Probably not.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on what your definition of wealthy is, but I don't. What do you think during his tenure in Guns N' Roses in the Axl Rose version prior to this reunion? And what kind of money do you think the Axl paid him?
I gotta think $200-300 a gig at least.
You think it was like $300 a gig?
No, I think it's more than that, but I don't think it's $10,000 a show either.
No, of course not.
I think it's probably
$700,
maybe $1,000. I mean, Guns N' Roses, they were playing big rooms. I mean, they were playing 20,000 seats a night.
True, but that doesn't mean Axl was generous about paying his crew a lot of money.
Do you think that band guys would stick around if he's making $1 million a night and he's paying them, what the hot dog vendor is making?
Boy, again, that's tough because sometimes it's the notoriety of being associated that, it's like, well, I'm in Guns N' Roses. I can be a session guy. You can call me in to do this, that, and the other. This is part of my credentials. You never know.
Yeah, and you got to think Bumblefoot. I mean, who heard of him before Guns N' Roses? Nobody.
Talking Metal.
Those guys did, of course. Well, yeah, no, I mean, he really did. Any money he's made since has definitely come because of Guns N' Roses, I would think.
Well, there you go. That gives him his street cred, as it were, because he did play in a version of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. I'm going to think, and I don't, we're obviously just totally spitballing here because neither one of us knows Axl Rose at all, but I'm going to think Axl is fairly generous with his musicians.
Okay.
Just because, one, the core guys were more than willing to go back. Even with all the bad blood and everything, they were willing to do that. So those core guys, your Slash and Duff and whatever. Now, admittedly, they're making a whole lot more than Bumblefoot and Frank Farrar and, and that cast of characters. But those guys stayed for the bullshit version of Guns N' Roses. They had a pretty stable lineup after the first couple years for at least the last 10, didn't they?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously, Buckethead was part of that in the early incarnation.
Yeah, but
then they brought in the guy from Beautiful Creatures.
Who was that? Richard?
No, the guitarist.
Ashba, DJ Ashba.
Yeah, DJ Ashba.
Yeah. But he stayed for at least 10 years. DJ Ashba was there 10 years. Bubble was there for 10 years. Farrar is still there. I gotta think that he pays those guys okay. 10 years. You only need really one tour to get your name out there that you were part of Guns N' Roses.
Right. Well, so let's say $1,000, $1,000 a show.
Okay.
3 shows a week.
Yeah.
$3,000 a week. They didn't play consistently every single week.
Right.
$3,000 a week. Let's see.
Say 100,000 a year. They probably played 100 gigs a year.
Okay.
$100,000 a year.
Maybe.
That's not terrible.
That's not terrible, but it's less than you and I make a year.
Yeah, but still.
But we're not musicians, so we don't have to travel and play 90 minutes a night or 2 hours a night.
Exactly. We don't have to deal with any stupid ass customers either. There's that benefit.
That is true.
You just got to deal with some asshole in the front saying, "You're not Slash."
Yeah, pal.
Yeah, dick.
You suck.
Yeah, all right, fine. I'm going to make my 1,000. How much do you make today, asshole?
Very good. Well, here we are. We're back. We had kind of an unscheduled week off. We had every intention of doing a show last week, and certain things just kind of came up. Was more enticing than being in a hot room. Trying to figure out logistics and how to operate 2 cameras in one studio.
Yeah. We did no cunt hole logistics last week.
So last week,
yes,
I went over to Pittsburgh.
You did.
I did, to take in a Pirate game. As I've said on the show many times over the years, that I like the city of Pittsburgh. I really enjoy it there. I like the layout. I like the history. I like the sports teams. I like the accommodations. And my sister and someone who's been on the show before, Officer Jim, has made the trip down, and they spent about a day and a half with me down there.
Okay.
And we just kind of ran around and did some stuff. Went to a Pirate game, watched some Zambelli fireworks, went to a couple of bars, had some drinks, took a boat ride. We just ate some good food. And hung out. That's basically what it boiled down to. It wasn't anything, vacation-y, if you will. It was just hanging out.
That's as close as you come to doing the family thing.
Yeah, it is, pretty much.
I can't imagine. Next thing I know, you're going to be like, yeah, I spent the afternoon with my nieces. We went to the park. I put her on the slide. It was great. That you're an inch away.
Yeah, well, I don't have any nephews or nieces in that age range. In fact, my niece is getting married next weekend, and I am not attending.
Nice.
She's getting married in the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not making that trip.
Does she even know Uncle Wendell?
Oh, she does. I mean, I'll bet you I have not seen her since 1987.
Oh, wow.
Literally. I think the last time I saw my niece was at my dad's wedding.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And my mom passed away in 85, and my dad remarried in, I believe it was 87.
Right.
And I think she was the flower girl.
Oh, my God.
And she was like 10, maybe? Not even 10. I think she was born in 79. So that she was like 9.
Okay.
And now she's 40, I think.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she's 40 now, and she's getting married for the first time.
Well, good for her for avoiding 30 years of misery.
Well, she's a very smart girl. She's an oceanographer.
Okay, wow.
And she's been working for the government for the last, 25 years or more.
Okay.
And she's traveled the world, studying oceanography and the red tide. And, she's basically been on a ship for many of her years, traveling the world,